Hello, friends. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a glorious, wonderful, fantabulous day. For those who don't know me, I'm Tiara, aka T, and I live to live a life that is bubbly, meaning an extraordinary life. I am all about the fact that we are the creators of our universe. We're the creators of our life, so we get to choose how we want to live it. And I love to talk and share with you about how I'm living a bubbly life and inspire you to live your own version of it, whatever that looks like for you. So with that being said, I want to share today how I do some cryotherapy and why I do it. What is cryotherapy, you might be asking? Thank you for the likes and the love, friends. For those who don't know how to send likes on TikTok, all you gotta do is like tap the screen. But anyways, so cryotherapy is this beautiful mat. Let me just hold it up. Right now mine is currently folded up, but basically it is like a super large ice pack. So I have the Ashley Black, I think it's like the medium size one. If you go to my link in bio, you can look at like all the things. I am an affiliate for Ashley Black, so do pay, like if you use my link, I'll get a kickback, and I would really appreciate that if you would. But yes, so with that being said, the cryo mat is it's like a really big ice pack, right? And so why do I use it? When it comes to like working out and muscles and all of that, like I tend to get a little sore, and soreness, all of that is related to inflammation. And so inflammation is the swelling of our body. And sometimes I grew up in a house, like my mom had knee surgery and all this other stuff, so she was constantly, icing and heating and whatever, but there was no like reasoning behind it. She just kind of like did whatever like felt good to her in the moment. But with a little bit of reading and research, I find that and testing on my own personal body after years of playing rugby and all of this stuff, I have found that doing cryotherapy, ice baths, if you don't want to use like a cryo mat, like you can totally just like, if you have access to a bathtub, dump like all of the ice that's in your freezer, dump it into the tub, and do your own personal ice bucket challenge. Why? Because ice condenses, right? Like if you think about water, right, in the different stages of water, you've got air, vapor, right? And so it's like the atoms are far away, they're moving. Like, what is this, 4th grade science class? Right? The atoms are far away, it's expansive. And then when it comes into its liquid form, the atoms come a little bit closer in, or the molecules, I don't know. I did well in science back then, but it's been a while since I've taken a class. All right. And so it comes back in, and then when it is frozen, it's like more compact, it's more of a structure, right? And so the same goes for like our muscles, right? So when we heat them up, they like expand. And so if you are experiencing pain, you probably want to release some inflammation. And so that's why we would choose ice over heating it. And I like to do both methods because I like to use my cryo mat to ice, and then after I'm cold, I might like to take like a nice hot salt bath and use some Epsom salts that help to also release and let go of some of and detox the body, right? So today I am going to be using my cryo mat. Typically I would do this sans clothing, but because of the community guidelines and people probably not wanting to see all of that and then going against the rules, I am clothed for now. But here we are. Thank you so much. I did my hair myself. Yay. But yeah, so here is the mat. Woo! And so it's about as long as my torso or so. So like I said, this is the Ashley Black medium size mat. Let's see if I can like adjust so you can see it. So this is the Ashley Black medium size mat, and it's super simple. You just like place it over whatever area you want to utilize it on. So I am going to, let's see, find the best space for me. I am just using it on this hip area. You've seen me fascia blast it, cup it, and do all of that kind of stuff. So now we are icing it. And so I'm just like simply sitting on it halvesies and having it like just focused on this particular area. Sometimes I will just like lay flat on my bed and like have it just on my back area and like, you know, moving up and down, right? And so I keep it for about like 10 to 15 minutes, or if the mat itself starts to warm up. What I find with this cryo mat over like utilizing just like, you know, ice in a bag or whatever is just the way it like pushes out the chill, the cold. It feels like a convection cold oven. Which is pretty cool. So I really like it. And it's also pretty, like you can see, it's like, it's not stiff, right? If I take like, I have like the ice packs you might get in, let's say like a Thrive Market box or something like that, they're like usually kind of like this. They're pretty thick, but when they're in the freezer, right, they get really, really stiff. So it's like it's not really malleable. And I really like, because this is like a malleable gel in here, so you can really get it to wrap around whatever area you're really working on and letting it go. And so it gets that really good cold circular motion, a flow of the cold and chill on there, and then it kind of helps to just like, you know, I feel like it's like a little bit of a numbing sensation on the space. So it's really nice. I really like it. It does get, like, if you can see here, it's like a little bit like white, so it does get some like ice on it and like a little bit of condensation, so pay attention to that. So if you are gonna like lay on your bed or lay somewhere else, understand that it might get a little wet as like the ice kind of melts off, or the frost kind of like it starts defrosting itself. So pay attention for that. Also, like, if you are gonna use this, I would say certain areas that are super sensitive, you may want to also cover up. So if you're doing like, you know, the upper body, like just think about like what do you want that's like super cold that you want like actual ice to touch on, and that's how you kind of decide. So I just say like use something super thin if you want to wear clothing under it. It's not going to hinder like the ice coming on or the cold. So like I have like just like some, you know, leggings on right now, and that's just fine. It's a thin enough material that like the cold is coming through, and it's super nice and super easy. So I usually just chill, literally. Hang out. Maybe I record a podcast episode. If you're not familiar with my podcast, it's called Convos for A Bubbly Life, and I talk all about how I love to live an extraordinary life and the different ways I'm living an extraordinary life, the different things that I've had on my journey, like experiences I've had on my journey to creating a bubbly life for myself. So I just maybe record a podcast episode while I'm sitting here, watch some TV, listen to music. Sometimes I even take a nap, like set a timer and take a nap. Whatever you can do to like just like chillax and pass some time and like let it do its thing, right? The art of just being is definitely something that I personally work on, right? Like, so like as you can see, like I had a list of things that I can do while I'm just like stuck sitting. But yeah, I like it's also nice to just be, right? I feel like a lot of times we have this mindset where it's always like go, do. What do I got to do to be successful? What do I got to do to create the life that I desire? What do I got to do? And sometimes we've like set ourselves up so beautifully that all we got to do is like just be, receive, relax, replenish ourselves, gives ourselves some time to like re-energize, that like slowing down to speed up kind of mentality, right? We slow down, we give ourselves time to like really think, explore what it is that we want to do next. What do we want to call in for ourselves? Because sometimes if we're on like autopilot and we're not paying attention to like where we're headed, right? And so it's really nice to have that time to just like breathe. Just breathe. And just like breathing in and out and releasing and relaxing and just having that kind of time. Yeah. So we're here there. So I'm just chilling, literally just chilling with my cryo mat. I'm like, my leg is starting to get a little numb. Let me know below, like, if you've ever done like the ice bucket challenge or had to take an ice bath. The first time I ever took an ice bath, Lord have mercy, I screamed. I'm not gonna lie, I screamed. In college, I played rugby, and we had like a tournament, and it was like our one of our coaches was just, she's like, you know, studying, like she worked with our like football team, and like she's like really into like sports therapy and sports medicine and all that kind of stuff. So she was studying all of the things, and so she was working really hard to make sure that we were like the best team that we could possibly be. Like we had like nutritionist conversations, we had conversations with people about like what kind of shoes to wear and how often we're supposed to be changing out our sneakers. I had no idea. You're supposed, like, if you are the kind of person that wears the same sneakers every single day, you're really only supposed to like keep them for like 3 months. And I was like, what? I keep them for 3 years. There's no support left in them. But yeah, so one of the things that she really implemented, especially if we were going to do a tournament where we had like a game, multiple games throughout a course of a weekend. So we had Saturday games and Sunday games, or Friday night games and a Saturday game. She made sure that like in order for our bodies to be at premium ability, I don't know, like feeling good the next day. How about that? To combat the soreness of muscles, to combat the bruises that you get from rugby and all that kind of stuff. She would be like, all right, so everyone's gonna take 5 minutes and do a 5-minute ice bath. And so we're all like in our, like, I remember, because we usually were traveling when we did these tournaments, right? So we would all like, you know, go running back and forth from the ice machine to fill up these baths for each other, and then like sit there and you know, 5 minutes, and she would have it on the like a watch and just watch us. And I remember, because she would appoint rooms because we had a pretty big a team, right? So she would appoint rooms, and then there would be either a captain, president, or, you know, one of the coaches, like someone in there to make sure that everybody was participating and not like skipping out on the ice bath. And I think she was in my room the first time I had one. And I got, like, she was like, all right, T, get in, let's get in. I get in the water and I screamed. I was like, Lord, no. And she was like, just sit down. And so I like sat down, and oh my God, I was just like, this is awful. I hate this so much. Well, I hate you. And I'm like yelling at her. I tell her I hate her, and she's like, no, you don't. You love me. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I think I started just random, I don't know, like I'm like, my toe, like the toes are the worst part for me. Like it's just like my toes are so cold, and like once they go numb, I think it's fine, right? It's fine. And I think I started just randomly singing. I think someone came in, they were like, Tiara, you like to sing, right? And like they were like, let's sing some Disney songs. And I like belted out some Disney songs, and 5 minutes passed pretty quickly after that. And then I was like, oh, we're done? Okay, cool. And that became my thing. So anytime like I did an ice bath, I would just belt out like a song or whatever to like take my mind off of what's going on and keep it moving. Hello, Pamela. How are you doing? Just passing through. Stop because you're so pretty. I know. I'm so, oh no, you're fine. And bubbly, thank you. Yes, bubbly is a term often used to describe me. Bubbly personality. I also love bubbly wine, sparkling wine, and thus A Bubbly Life became my name, my screen name, my brand, because I love just creating a bubbly life for myself and inspiring others to do the same, as well as drinking bubbly. So if you're someone that enjoys drinking wine, you can also go to my link in bio and check out some wines that I really enjoy sipping on. So my link in bio has a lot of amazing fun stuff in there, from how to subscribe to my podcast to being a guest on my podcast. If you want to share how you're living a bubbly life, it has how you can book your own divination sessions over there. It has how you can work with my own mentor if you're like looking for someone to like guide you on your journey of like self-acceptance and love and pure magic and creation for yourself. I do talk a lot about my personal journey and like what I've learned on my podcast. But if you're like, I want a program, I want someone to like help me out, I do have my mentor linked over there. All the fascia blasting tools I've been talking about recently, that's linked over there. My Amazon favorites, because you know I probably order something from Amazon like maybe on a weekly basis, sometimes multiple times a week. It's okay. That stuff's over there. I think that's about it. There's a lot of goodies. There is a lot of goodies over there for goodies. Got my goodies. Right? So there's a lot of good stuff over there. So you can check all of that out in my link in bio and see what fits you, right? You love my stories? Yay! Thank you. I learned last night, I don't know if this is true or not, but I had on my Ireland rugby jersey yesterday, and I went to the pickleball courts with my roommate. And we're just like chilling, and I'm sitting and I'm being introduced to the people that play at that particular court. And somebody was like, "Oh, I love that jersey." And I was like, like it means not like it does mean something to me in the sense that I do love the jersey. I think it's really comfortable. It gives me like connection back to the days that I played rugby in college. But in terms of like the team, I don't even know if I've ever watched Ireland play, to be wholly honest. I'm not like a big Ireland fan in particular. But I remember the circumstances around me buying the jersey were like, I think we went to like a bottomless mimosa brunch, and then we were going for like a leisurely walk near the restaurant, and there happened to be like this random like Ireland store where we were, and random because it was like in the middle of like downtown Alexandria, Virginia. So it was just like, I don't know, random. And so we like walk into the store, and what part of the country I'm in? I'm in Los Angeles, California. Let us know, like, where are you tuning in from, friends? And so I go, we like walk into this store, and I see this jersey, and I'm pretty sure it was like one of like a couple of jerseys. I don't remember if there was like a full rack of them. I want to say there was just like a couple, and it was in my size. I believe St. Patrick's Day was coming up, and I was looking for like a green shirt to wear that would be like kind of like work appropriate, because I did have a corporate job, and so like it's like polo, it's like a rugby jersey, which is like old school style, which is like a polo long sleeves with stripes, right? And so it was green and white stripes. It was Ireland, and I was like, bet. I used to play rugby. I think at the time I was like kind of going to practice and stuff, but I wasn't like hardcore playing. And I was like, oh man, like rugby, you know, it's green, it's what I'm looking for, whatever, I'm getting it. And so I bought it, right? So like, I guess there's like a little bit of sentimentality to it, but like in a grand scheme of things, am I an Ireland fan? No. But am I a general rugby fan? Sure. And so I bought it. That being said, so going back to last night, you know, talking to this guy, and he's like, oh, like, I like your jersey, like my family's from there. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. No affiliation. And then I kind of like told him that story, and he was like, cool. And I was like, yeah, you know, now that I think about it, I did 23andMe, and I think I'm like 5% Irish, and like there's like a little bit of Irish, a little bit of Scottish, a little bit of English in there. And he was like, oh, so you can tell a story. And I was like, what? I was like, yeah, it's totally like, it doesn't matter what percentage of Irish you have, you can tell a story. And I was like, is that a thing? I didn't know that was a thing. So that's what I learned. That's what I was told last night. And I was like, you know, I can talk, obviously. I guess I can tell a story too. So I'm like, I don't know if that's why, but here we go. Natural talker and storyteller. I even had a cousin that used to tell me that I had a Duracell battery in my mouth because it just keeps going and going and going. But yeah, so that was funny. You wish that you had my honey. Step into it, own it, claim it. It's yours. Yeah? Anything you want in this life can be yours. Just claim it for yourself. That is my true belief. It's easier said than done sometimes, but a lot of it starts with our mindset. Because baby, I was born this way. All right, plugging in my phone. It was like shaking a little bit. You know what? I have no idea what time I started myself being under this cryo mat, but my hip does feel a lot better. So bringing up like the rugby stories and everything, I'm like, why my hip is a little sore is between one, I've been doing some movement videos with you guys. I've been having so much fun, but a lot of times when I do it, I'm so in my head about like, you know, having fun and like talking and sharing with you guys, like the adrenaline's running, that I'm not paying attention to like how my body is feeling. So I think one, I'm pushing myself a little bit in that regard. Two, I'm just like doing things that like I haven't been doing in a while. I like literally started watching a rugby anime. And watching this rugby anime has brought back all of the nostalgia. All of the nostalgia from my days playing, like the camaraderie. Loved it. It was so much fun. The workouts, you know, I hated them at the time, like while I was doing them, but it did feel good after the fact. You know, when we started like hanging out with the guys team and watching the guys team, you know, the little peaches that the guys like to carry around, you know what I'm talking about? Like that was always fun. So I'm like, I'm in this space of like, man, I miss it. And so I'm watching this anime and I am totally that person that like if you watch like watching something and if I really resonate or I'm really loving like whatever the person's doing on the screen, I try to like embody it, right? And so I'm like, oh, I'm watching this rugby thing and I'm like, oh man, and like there's like a scene where the guy has to do bear crawls around the like field for like the entire practice, and I was like, oh, I remember bear crawls, and I got down on the ground and I started like bear crawling around. Honey, I have not stretched. I have not warmed up. I'm just bear crawling around on my floor. And so my body's like, what are you doing? What is this? We haven't done this in like 10 years. What are you doing? I can still do it, but like, what are you doing? We got to have a conversation first. So that's also like, you know, oh, wait, let me take care of myself and remember how to like have a conversation with my body. Yeah. And this is me doing that, right? Putting it into practice and showing you guys how I like converse with my body and, you know, tell my body, hey, like we're going to be good. We're going to move. We're going to have a good time, right? We are here to live a bubbly life, and sitting on the couch all day, even though some days it's cool, but like every single day, it's not going to happen. We want to be active. We want to make friends. We want to go out and do some things. So I'm going to need you to get your together. I'll take care of you, but I'm gonna need you to not like have me in pain all the time. I'm gonna need you to get with the ball game, right? And that's how I talk to my body. Like it's a full-on conversation. You were definitely encouraging. Oh, thank you. I'm a TikTok newbie, not sure what content to post. Whatever feels good to you, friend. I think it's important to just start, right? I think so often we get in our heads whenever it's something like we have a desire to do something. We're looking to like copy how somebody else did it or do whatever, but I really think it's important that we have conversations with ourselves of like what makes me happy. What kind of content do I like to watch? What kind of content do I feel comfortable creating? Like I like to watch food like people cooking and stuff, but honey, do I want, like I've done lives cooking before and it can be fun in the moment, but let's be real, I am not trying to be like the cooking content creator, because that means that I'm gonna have to cook all the time, and that is not my jam. I might cook like once or twice a week, right? So like I'm not here for that. That's not the kind of content I create. I am I like to do lifestyle blogging, vlogging, and sharing and talking about stuff. So like that's my jam. So I mix everything up. So sometimes I might cook. Sometimes I like to share what I'm doing, right? And so that's what I do, because it feels more fun and free and open to me to not like hardcore niche down. But you know, what feels good? I think that's what it is. I think we got to find and play around with like what feels good to us. Like, what do we like? What do we enjoy? Because we're going to be able to be more consistent and make a commitment to the things that we're passionate about, the things that we really enjoy. And it's okay to shift and change also. Like I started off with doing like just like tarot readings. Like if you go like scroll far enough back, like almost every single post was like a card pull, right? And I still like, you know, go live and pull cards from time to time, but I don't do so much of it in my feed. I do pull cards for people if they want to book a one-on-one session with me as well. Like it's something that's in my practice, but it's not, I don't want to be like just like tarot Tiara or anything like that. I want to be a bubbly life. I want to be well-rounded. So if I feel called, you know, like, oh, today I feel like I want to pull cards, I'll pull cards. But if like I don't, you know, I'm doing this right now, like, right? So it's just, you know, being able to like find and play and do what feels good to you. So I hope that's helpful for anybody that wants to create content, right? Is play around in the beginning So you can see what you're willing to be like committed to and what you're having fun with. And if you want to also go down the strategy, right, see what your analytics look like too. So like if people are showing up, so let's say like for me, example, you know, you like fascia, like I'm fascia blasting, I do tarot readings, or, you know, card pulls, I do some dancing, I do unboxing videos, I do like, you know, fashion shows with like some of the unboxing stuff. Like I'm planning on probably doing a fashion show on Saturday. I also like, you know, take you on vacation. When I went to Fiji like a month ago, like I shared what I was doing in Fiji, right? So like it's a mix and a mingle of things. But if I go into my back, like you can go into your little, like your what is it, your on your profile, there's like a little like menu, and you can go and you can look into your creator analytics or whatever. I don't know what the exact title is, but you can click on that and you can see like what you got going on, and you can see when do people show up for you, when do, like, you know, what do they show up for, and you can adjust to making more of that kind of content if you like making that more of that content. If you realize that a lot of people are into something that you're like, I actually don't like doing that, maybe stop doing that and go harder into what it is that you really like, so that it, like, the algorithm can send you the people that actually like that kind of content rather than like the other stuff. Because something that I have learned in my life is don't go for like the quick reward. Like don't go for that instant gratification, because if you're not willing to play with that, like in that realm, there's no point. And vanity metrics ain't really going to get you anywhere. That's not going to get you money in your pocket if that's your goal, right? It's cool to have a bunch of likes and stuff, but like if they ain't, you know, booking an event with you, or doing whatever it is, or like, you know, utilizing your affiliate link or whatever it is that you're pointing people towards, what's the point? But if you're doing it just for funsies, there's no need to like create any kind of strategy. Just have fun. Right. Oh, my other leg's going to sleep. All right, friends. I think my cryo mat is nice and it's defrosted at this point. See, it's still a little bit chilly, but it's about time for me to be done with it. So I just like, you know, take it, fold it back up, put it back in the freezer, and then it's good to go for the next time. So that is something I like to leave mine in my freezer. I don't have a whole lot of stuff in my freezer, so it's not like a big deal. So picking your size for the cryo mat, that's also something to keep in mind. If you're someone that's like got like, you know, maybe you have space to have a second freezer, so it doesn't really matter, like good on you. Good to think about. So like keeping those things in mind when you shop. I personally got this one because it came in a bundle. I really had no idea. I didn't do like any of the measuring. So this is, again, the medium size. You can see in comparison to like me and my height, I'm 5'2". It's pretty long. There is a bigger one that like can go over your entire body if you want something like that. But again, if you go to my link in bio, go under the fascia blasting tools or whatever, it's got like a picture of like this kind of stuff on it. You can click on that and you can see. And so mine had a bundle in it, and it included another like blaster and some other stuff. So I was like, bundle, savings, bet. That's how I like to do things. I like to get the best deal possible, but you know, do whatever like works for you if that's something that you're interested in. Again, I said you can also just throw a bunch of ice in your bathtub and run some cold water and create an ice bath for yourself if you're not ready to like do a cryo mat, because water is going to wrap all around you too, boo. Thanks a bunch for the encouraging words. You are awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right. I hope you have a glorious rest of your day. Remember to like, follow, share, all of that good stuff. I will probably be live again sometime tomorrow, and definitely on Saturday to do a little fashion show for you guys. So I will catch you on the next one. Love you so much. Bye.